What's going on, guys? My name is Albert, and in today's video we have 3 clips for you. The final clip of those 3 clips will be the Andrew Tate versus the Piers Morgan. Now, why I put that clip at the end is because there's a lot more that needs to be said about that clip, because so many things go on in that clip that a lot of people miss, and I want to take my time to break it down. Before that, we have 2 other clips that we're going to break down, okay? But before we get into that, we have to do some housekeeping, right? So guys, if you are liking the content, hit this video with a like. I would really appreciate it. It helps the video and the channel do well. And if you guys have any comments, let me know what you guys think about the videos in the comment sections below. Let's jump right into the first video.
I honestly cannot with men. Here I am, laying on my bed, ready, where I've been laying for the past hour because I had a date with a guy tonight and we had plans to meet at 8. It's now 8:55. Then eventually he's texting me, asking me if I wanted to come meet him at his work event. No. Every single guy that decides to make plans with you either flakes, ghosts you. I'm sick of wasting my time and my energy on people that don't show up for me. Where are the guys who can actually ask you on a date, follow up with you, make sure that there's a reservation, show up on time, pay for the dinner? Why is that so hard? It's the bare minimum.
You know, when I see videos like this, it really, I don't want to say annoy, but it really disturbs me. Because people like this will go online and make a blanket statement about a whole gender based on a bad experience that they have with the people that they're choosing to date. Here's the thing. If this woman is always ending up in situations where the men are always ghosting her or being late to date or changing plans at the last moment or not being inconsistent, it has nothing to do with the gender as a whole. Because I know I don't change plans on people. I know I personally don't like showing up late to date. I know that when I'm going to go see a woman, I make sure that what I tell her is what's going to happen, right? So for her to make this blanket statement that all men need to do better, no. You, lady, need to pick better men, because if the men that you are dating keep doing that to you, it means that your selection process is horrible. You keep missing things about the men that you're picking, right? And you keep ending up, for some reason, picking the bad guys that keep doing the things that they're doing to you. It's not all men. Women, you need to pick better. And if you are a woman that keeps ending up in this kind of situation, I feel bad for you, but you need to sit down and say, you know what? What is it that I'm doing wrong that is making me pick these type of men?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. How much money do you make? Like, I don't want to seem like interested in like money and stuff, but I just want to come out from the get-go to tell you, like, I'm not a gold digger or anything, but I just don't go out with broke boys.
I made good enough to,
and I know you just took me to Applebee's, like, I get it, maybe you don't want to take me to the most fanciest place, like, on the first date, but never again are you going to take me here.
Next time we could go somewhere else. But...
Like, Applebee's is not acceptable. I am not. I'm high end.
We're just getting to know each other. You're not even my girl.
Well, yeah, but this is dating to marry, right?
Or who knows?
And if I date, it's not to waste my time, so I'm not going to be going out. And
when someone goes out on a date and then it's the first date and they have all these demands, it's a red flag. Because when you go on a date with somebody for the first time, there should be no expectations from a man or a woman. So this woman saying that, oh, aren't we dating to marry? Like, whoa, like, yo, chill. I just met you, right? This is the first date. You don't even know if I'm going to take you out on the second date. So for you to be asking me all these like questions, questioning where I'm taking you, why did I take you to this spot? That in itself is also a red flag. If a woman is questioning you on the place that you took her, especially if it's a first date, and she's like, "Oh, this place is not that expensive. Oh, I'm high class. I need to be pampered." You need to let that one go. Because if you are a guy that's looking for a relationship or long term with a woman, those kinds of people in the long term will end up ruining your life, right? They will end up ruining your life. This woman is just weird. Why are you asking me those questions on the first date? Those questions are questions that you're supposed to be asking me after we've been dating for a month, right? Like if now we're getting serious, yeah, sure. But on the first date, guys, if you're in a situation and no woman is asking you the questions that woman was asking that guy, and here's the thing, that guy was nice, he was there answering her questions. But if you're in a situation like that, you gotta run for the hills. You have to run for the hills. Tell her, hey, you know what? Great seeing you. I'll keep in touch and never call that woman again.
Do you respect women?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't I?
Do you think that 18, 19-year-old women are more attractive than 25-year-old women?
I think there's attractive people. That's a loaded question. I don't know.
Well, it's not really, is it?
I can't.
You know why I'm asking it?
Of course I do, but I can't sit here and
for
say.
the benefit of viewers who don't know why I'm asking, you said this. In general, this is also one of the reasons men find youth attractive. You want to blow up the internet? I'll blow up the internet right effing now. The reason 18 and 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25-year-olds is because they've been through less. People say, oh, you can't say that, but yes, I can. A 19-year-old is more attractive than a 26-year-old woman, and I'll tell you why. Because that 26-year-old has talked to more guys, been to the club more times, been effed and dumped more times, more arguments, more mess, more for me to clean up. That is misogyny.
Why?
Because you are encouraging a mindset about 25-year-old women that makes them sound out to be infinitely less desirable than 18, 19-year-olds, and having effectively been having too much sex to be taken in a more respectful way.
Well, firstly, even if that was the case, that wouldn't be misogyny.
Well,
it's not misogyny because it's not anti-women. I'm saying that an 18 or a 19-year-old woman would be more desirable.
Pretty anti-25-year-old woman.
Anti-25-year-old women, we can argue, but not misogyny.
Well, that's misogyny then, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Well, being anti any woman at all is misogyny.
Not when I'm saying that women are beautiful and attractive at a certain age and saying the age.
You're saying 18, 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25.
Well, than ageist, perhaps, but misogynistic, absolutely
is that
not.
But you just accepted it was misogyny.
No, I didn't. You said it was misogyny. I'm telling you, no, it's not.
If a 26-year-old woman is watching this and has heard those comments,
yeah,
would you just say to her, look, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that?
No, I won't. I will say that I am sorry that offends you. However, there's a large contingent of the world.
That doesn't mean you're sorry.
No, I'm not sorry. That's the point I'm making. I'm sorry if that offends you. However, there's a large contingent of the world that believe that, and I was mediating for a conversation.
Parts of the world that believe that about 26-year-old women are parts of the world where women are not allowed out on their own.
That's a conversation.
They have to wear full burqas.
Well, that's a conversation.
They're not allowed to drive cars.
That's nothing to do with me.
But is that the kind of world for women that you?
I was mediating a conversation.
No, I'm asking you what you think.
I don't live in a country where that happens.
So you're using that as the excuse for why you're not sorry for saying it.
It's not an excuse.
Is that there are parts of the world where this is fine?
My friend.
So my question to you is, well, do you think it's fine?
I don't think it's fine. I live in a world where...
You don't think it's fine?
The reason
This isn't that hard, Andrew. You can simply say, Piers, you know what? With the benefit of hindsight, I said it like that, and if a 26-year-old woman's watching, I'm sorry I said that, because that actually is blatantly misogynist, and even though that's a view held by other parts of the world, it's not a view I share. Now, I would respect you more if you said that than if you try and say, well, it's said in other parts of the world, so I'm not sorry.
I think
that doesn't tell me what you think.
Then you need to understand why my content existed in the first place. My content existed because I tried my very hardest to be an absolute and utter realist, especially with uncomfortable truths. I was pointing out that very uncomfortable...
Is that a truth? Then?
It's an uncomfortable truth in many parts of the world. It's not a truth that I'm happy about.
An inquest this week found that a 14-year-old girl, Molly Russell, died from an act of self-harm while suffering from depression and the negative effects of online content. The coroner said she was exposed to material that may have influenced her in a negative way, and in addition, what started as depression had become a much more serious depressive illness, and she very sadly took her life.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Right. Her father...
It's terrible.
Her father's campaign for better protections against potentially dangerous social media algorithms, right? It says that the particularly graphic content she saw romanticized acts of self-harm, normalized her condition, and focused on a limited and irrational view without any counterbalance of normality. First of all, what is your response to that? Nothing to do with you.
That's the first thing. Yeah, it is nothing to do with me. The fact that
Piers Morgan did something at the end there that really kind of was disingenuous, right? He took a story that had nothing to do with Andrew Tate, and he's trying to merge them together. So he's trying to make it seem like, oh, this girl did this to herself because Andrew Tate, because of Andrew Tate's messaging, and that was disingenuous, right? Guys, we are in a very vital point in society right now that this interview is oh my goodness, it's so insane because I will tell you this. How is it that someone like Andrew Tate gets kicked off of social media platforms for what he was saying, and then you have women talking about how they're going to finesse men? You have women that are teaching our young women how, in order to progress in life, you need to sexualize yourself. Those women will always have platforms, right? Those people will have platforms, destroying the young women of today, right? And this is not a good thing. This is not only thing that affects women. This affects our society. Because if women are going in a negative path, that means that we as men are going to be affected by it, right? Because we, at the end of the day, if you can't leave the Western society, you'll have to deal with these women in the long run. And if they're being indoctrinated by such bad messaging, right, then we as a society suffer. But no, those women with such bad messaging will keep being platformed. But a guy like Andrew Tate will get deplatformed. Insane, right? It's just totally insane. I do not get it. And here's what is crazy. His point, sure, you may disagree with it, you may agree with it, you may say, oh, you know, why is he saying that 25-year-old women are not attractive? But it don't matter. Really, that opinion is what should get him kicked off? That's one guy. You don't have to listen to him. That is what is freaking crazy. You don't have to listen to the guy. Andre has a lot of great points, but if he has a point that you don't agree with, you just don't listen to that one point, right? You don't listen to that one point. Bruce Lee had a very great statement that I really resonate with, right? You take in everything, you keep the part that you can use, and you discard the rest. I mean, obviously I'm paraphrasing, but that's the general idea, right? So with a guy like Andrew Tate, if he has a particular message, right? You take in the message, whatever you don't like, you discard that, and the one that's useful, you keep it. But I don't think, like he said, I don't think Andrew Tate is a force for bad. I think he's a general force for good. And the fact that they deplatformed him means that there's a bigger problem in society. There is a bigger problem that the major social media corporations are trying to silence this guy. You have to ask yourself, why? You truly have to ask yourself, was his messaging that toxic that major platforms had to ban him? You have to ask yourself, there has to be something more going on. Guys, that is the end of the video. If you haven't already, guys, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. Guys, do not forget to hit this video with a like. I genuinely want to know what you guys think about the videos I have given you guys today. Let me know in the comment sections below. I love interacting with you guys down there. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.